Welcome to Rise Entertainment 360. I'm Rita Osakwe, live from Abuja, here with your look at entertainment, arts and culture. And we have an exciting show for you today. On the heels of Canada's announcement to legalize marijuana, a Canadian-based company stopped by to announce the cannabis industry's first luxury handcrafted storage box. Then, HGTV's Egypt Sherrod pays host Shannon a visit to discuss flipping virgins and property virgins. But first, let's dive into what's making headlines in entertainment. And the death of 20-year-old rapper Tentacion is sending social media into a frenzy. Millions of fans are expressing their grief through posts, interviews, and rallies across the nation. Last night, what started off as a peaceful memorial in Los Angeles turned into what reporters are calling a riot. Police were even forced to shoot rubber bullets in an effort to control the crowd. While the authorities are still investigating details on what exactly happened in the rapper's death, Tentacion's family insists he was set up, regardless of the robbery attempt that has been recently reported. Now, rarely does anything good come out of tragedy, but here are two stories where people are trying to change that. The company founded by Kate Spade says it will donate $1 million to help prevent suicide. Earlier this month, the iconic fashion designer hanged herself in her Manhattan home. According to the family, Spade had been battling depression for years. Some of the funds raised will also go to support mental health awareness. And just a week after his baby daughter drowned in a neighbor's pool, Olympic skier Bodie Miller is helping to raise money for water safety. A GoFundMe campaign has been started to help the grief-stricken couple. Bodie says all donations will go to support organizations dedicated to water safety. On Instagram, Bodie posted, quote, "We are inspired to make our baby girl's memory go forth and help prevent as many drownings as possible." Now, Elvis Presley's daughter may be on the road to her own heartbreak hotel. Lisa Marie Presley says she's virtually penniless. She is suing her former business manager, claiming he mismanaged the $100 million her dad left her. In addition to taking a salary amounting to about $700,000 a year, the manager is accused of putting her into bad investments. However, the manager is countersuing. He says Lisa Marie's money woes are not his fault. She simply lived an over-extravagant lifestyle. Clearly, there's no burning love between the two. Well, we're just getting started on Arise 360. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Rise Entertainment 360. Now, it's soon going to be legal to smoke pot in Canada. The government there just passed a bill allowing recreational use of marijuana, the only other country to legalize cannabis in the US, where 9 states plus Washington, D.C. now allow lighting up for fun. A total of 30 states permit the drug to be used for medical purposes. Experts predict that the market for marijuana will grow into billions of dollars. And our next guests are hoping to cash in on that. Shannon spoke with Philip Andrews and Heath Grout, co-founders of the company called Tree Trunk.
Okay, so I see the trunks here. Just to clarify, go ahead and tell everybody what you put in the trunks.
They're for storing your cannabis and cannabis accessories.
So not cigars, not for cannabis. So you put weed and weed accessories in these boxes. Right. Okay, so how did you even come up with this and get involved in this business?
It's the market's shifting, I feel like, and people are not so concerned with hiding it anymore, and it's something that can be out in the open, and so we're providing something that they can have in their house. It's a beautiful piece to store and use their cannabis on.
Wow, and this is actually sort of almost like a family business for you because you come from generations of craftsmen
Yes,
in your
sir.
business, right? So how are you, I guess, learning from your family into putting into these tree trunks?
It's just, I mean, techniques and stuff that my grandfather has passed down to my uncle and then to myself now.
Okay, and Andrew, you're co-founder of the company. Was this your idea? Did he bring it to you? Did you say, what are we doing?
No, we actually got together one day and we were going to a Mets game and started talking about how there was nothing in the market that was nice for you to store any of your cannabis in. And us both being advocates and, you know, partakers, it was like, hey, maybe we should talk about doing this. And by the 7th inning, we were locked in, and I think a week later we started. It was a 2-year process of getting, you know, going through R&D, and, you know, everything's based on function.
Okay. Well, Heath, I have to ask you, how much weed do y'all smoke? Like, to come up with an idea like this, it would seem to be that you were, maybe for medicinal purposes, partaking in some things to make sure you had something to help you with your recreational
Our
activities.
THC levels were definitely up there.
Okay. So when you came up with the idea, how did you know that it was a genuine idea and you weren't just, you know, getting the munchies and like, y'all, we need to come up with a box?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just knew from being in the market for so long, like as someone who consumes cannabis, that there wasn't anything out there, and we liked nice stuff. You know, and the only way we knew that we were going to be able to do it is if we created it. So.
And you mentioned nice stuff. These things, they're beautiful boxes. They're very well made, and they have some weight to them. And can you show us how they work?
Yeah, so this is the main trunk here, the tree trunk. So it's got a rolling tray, which builds right in. Closes up, it locks. We have a USB port on this side to charge your vape.
Wait a minute, it has a USB port?
Vape pens and vape accessories.
Oh, that's genius.
And then on the inside, it's all solid aluminum insert, and there's ambient lighting inside also, so you can store your
That's
jars
crazy.
and everything
Can you
else.
tilt it up a little bit? I want
Yeah.
to show the lights that it has inside so you can see everything inside if you're in a dark room or something. That is genius. The quality of wood and materials you use is pretty impressive. And this is actually the only handmade cannabis storage box with locks on the market right now,
Yes,
right?
sir.
See, you guys were ahead of everybody on this, so this was a great idea. And I like how, you know, some boxes, especially like cigar boxes, they're either like open, they close right back down, they just snap closed. But yours actually has a tension hinge on it, so it can stay up and almost be a display box as well, right?
Right, and it was also so that it's fully functional, so you can put your strains up there, put your pipe in there, and then this can go right back in there, or it can all sit on top too. So everything is function based.
That is great. Now, I know because this is storing some important products for people, we want to keep it fresh as long as possible. Is there any type of humidor or, you know, temperature control inside the box that keeps everything nice and dry? And
So what we're providing
not dry, right? You don't want it to be dry.
we're providing with UV glass and an airtight jar.
Can I see this?
So the only thing that can, I guess, harm your cannabis is air and light.
Oh,
so by storing it in there, there's,
And these are beautiful too. It's like an art piece
We
in
went
itself. You know?
super high end on everything.
Super high end. So how long could some cannabis last in these jars and in the box?
I mean, as long as you want it. With no air and no light affecting it, it'll really last. I mean, and people don't buy cannabis to store it. Also.
Right.
Yeah, it's not.
You don't buy at the store,
It's
right?
not like an '89 Barolo, you know, where you're like, oh, I'm waiting for when my kid graduates high school, and then I'm gonna open it up. Like,
That's true.
You're buying it, you're smoking it.
Right. You buy it and smoke it. So you have your large one.
Yeah.
You have the smaller version.
Yeah.
And what are these here?
These are our 2 rolling trays. So there's the large one and then the mini tray here.
Oh, look at these. And I like how, what is this? Granite?
That's solid quartz.
Wow.
Quartz, yeah.
Non-porous.
Beautiful. And so, is this where you prepare your?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you prepare everything, and this you can display things in this jar, this portion
Or
as well.
that can be where you replenish and keep, you know, your device or whatever you're using to put the weed in.
Okay. Now, what is the price range for these 3 products? The 4 products you have?
$125,
$125.
$299,
$299.
$399, and $22.50.
Wow, and these are currently available at Chelsea Market. Where else
Yes, sir.
can people get them?
On our website, which is thetreetrunkco.com.
And I love how, you know, it has a lock because, of course, if people don't want their children getting into
Absolutely.
them or getting, you know, anybody to come over and take stash when they're not supposed to,
Right.
you have the lock on
Right.
there as well. That's great.
Yeah.
In-laws or guests visiting. You know, especially in New York, both of us living in New York, like you're used to living in a small area too. So we wanted to make it so it was something, you're not putting your sock drawer anymore, and you can have it out, and then nobody's messing with it.
Yeah, because it's beautiful. And I guess you're a photographer, so is that part of your job to help with the aesthetics and the look of everything?
Yeah, I mean, we worked on all of it as a team. I mean, we're very image based, and if you look at the images on our site and the way we tell our story through showing the hands craftsmanship, and all of that comes from our background, but also us wanting to present something to be in that luxury category.
Yeah. Well, it seems like the whole perception of cannabis has changed in recent. Like we mentioned before, is now legal for recreational use in 9 states and in Washington D.C. What do you think is changing, and what do you think the future of cannabis is?
I mean, the future's endless. They're saying it's going to be worth more than soda pop in another 20 years or something like that. So yeah.
And it seems like a lot of people are having, different types of partnerships, like you guys are partnering with a farm. Tell us about your partnership.
Yes, we're partnering with an organic farm out of California to provide some of their luxury storage units for their products out of California.
And it seems like that California is really getting a lot, because it's legal there. A lot of people are out there, and the business is booming. Where are you guys located? And do you think, I mean, you're in New York now, but do you think you will relocate to somewhere where it is more accessible and there are more clientele there?
I don't think it's really, that's not our concern. Obviously, those markets are ripe for the picking, if you will, but as soon as the numbers come in of California and New York's going to change, they're all going to switch. Cannabis has been in the moonshine age of what alcohol was, where you smoke it and you're going to burn up and go to hell or something. Like, people are understanding that there's actual good properties to it, and there's tons of very successful people that smoke it all around the world. And New York is actually the #1 consumer of cannabis.
Really, I didn't realize that. Well, you make
by almost triple.
Really?
Yeah.
And you make a great point. There are a lot of celebrities and influencers out there that are bringing, people awareness to cannabis. Who are some of those people that you guys follow or are helping the industry?
Oh, I mean, we've got some really strong people like Dave Chappelle, Seth Rogen, a couple others we probably won't announce on here. But yeah, everyone's loved all of the product, and we're getting a great response. So. Oh,
I can imagine. It's so beautiful. What have some of your happy customers said about your box and how it's helped them?
Just they don't have to hide it anymore.
Okay.
It's something that they're proud to present and proud to have their stuff in, and it's because the industry for too long it's been something that's been hidden. You hide it in a sock drawer, you hide it in an old shoebox, and now we're giving someone the opportunity to present it in
a beautiful way.
Yes, sir.
So which one is your most popular? Hottest items to sell?
I mean, the most popular obviously is this. I mean, it's just very appealing.
Got plenty of room in there.
You got plenty of room. And it does everything for you. It's locks and it's powered.
And you can buy them separately too.
Yes.
You can create the package how you need it to be fit.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next for you guys? I'm definitely going to be growing. But what's that? Growing the company. What else is next for your company?
We've got an art collaboration that we're starting. Both of our backgrounds, like we grew up with a lot of artists, so we've reached out to some that are advocates of not only the product but consuming cannabis. So these 2 products are going to be custom art pieces too.
Yeah, I love
that'll all be limited edition. So.
And real quick, where can everyone again give the website?
It's thetreetrunkco.com.
All right, treetrunk.com. Tree Trunk.
thetreetrunkco.com.
Thank you guys so much for
Thank you
joining
very
us.
much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Well, let's go to Washington now, where President Trump has signed an executive order ensuring that families stay together.
"60 years. 60 years, nobody's taken care of it. Nobody's had the political courage to take care of it, but we're going to take care of it. But it's been going on for a long time.
Do you think you're backing down? Critics
No, the border is just as tough, but we do want to keep families together. This is a problem. If you look at some of those horrible scenes from a few years ago, to me they were horrible scenes. They were just terrible, and that was during the Obama administration. Other administrations have had the same thing. we're keeping the family together. And so this is it. And also, there may be some litigation. We're also wanting to go through Congress. We will be going through Congress. We're working on a much more comprehensive bill. A lot of good things are happening toward immigration and proper immigration, but we have to have strong borders, and ultimately we want to see it done right, and it will be done right. But what we have done today is we are keeping families together. The borders are just as tough, just as strong. They can come in through ports of entry if they want. That's a whole different story. And that's coming in through a process, and the process is what we want. So I want to thank you all very much. I think this is something that makes us Thank you very much, everybody. We'll get the wall. We'll get the wall done. We'll get the wall done. Yes? No, Ivanka feels very strongly. My wife feels very strongly about it. I feel very strongly about it. I think anybody with a heart would feel very strongly about it. We don't like to see families separated. At the same time, we don't want people coming into our country illegally. This takes care of the problem. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, Caitlin. Caitlin, thank you. Caitlin, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Caitlin. She's doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Rise Entertainment 360. We're going on a quick break now. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Rise 360. Now, our next guest needs no introduction. You'll know her as a fan favorite on HGTV's Flipping Virgins and Property Virgins. Egypt Sherrod, welcome back to the show.
Shannon! Thank you for having me. This is like the royal rollout. I've got like pictures from my Instagram everywhere. That takes a lot of effort. I appreciate that.
You know we got to do you right because you're on HGTV, so we got to take care of you. And speaking of that, you know, Flipping Virgins just premiered the other day.
Season 3.
I can't believe it already, but it had rave reviews. People are still glued to the set when you come on.
That makes me feel good because this show was, when I say a labor of love, I'm talking about back labor, leg labor, because we're doing this real work.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see you in there. You're with these people, helping them through this entire process, not just the buying and the flipping, but the actual work it takes to make these property flips.
I remember when we first launched the show, I actually came to talk to you. Do you remember season 1? It was, what, 2.5 years ago? And just that process, I went from a host to an executive producer. I went from dreaming and thinking up this show, you know, with the production company to now we're in season 3 prime time. And so it's a huge accomplishment, and we've changed lives along the way. Every episode is different. This season, you're going to see my husband, Mike, more. You're going to see my daughter a little bit because we're integrating family. This is very much a real family business for me. Real estate, flipping houses, consulting people, and teaching them how to do it the right way. So family is very much interjected in that because I would not be standing here breathing if they weren't holding me up. And that's just the truth.
Well, you talk about, you know, doing it the right way. What are some of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to make these flips?
Not distinguishing what's for the pros versus what they can actually do with sweat equity. And this is just honest because it's me and you, right? Forget the cameras. It's just you and I. I remember when I was flipping my first house. I was on the radio in New York City.
Where we loved you. Love hearing you.
I miss it. My side hustle was flipping houses, and I was doing that in Newark, New Jersey. And on my very first flip, I learned some of the most important lessons you can learn. Like I said, distinguishing what's for the pros and what's not. And I called myself trying to save some money, so I got up on the roof and tried to tar it myself.
No, you didn't.
I looked up online how to tar a roof because I needed to save $4,000 real quick.
Of course.
So I got up there and did it in my fatigues, and my foot went straight through the roof, and here I am, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like, help me. Someone look up and help me, please.
Where's the footage of that? We need to see that.
That's bribery material. No, we're not doing that. But these are the lessons that you're going to have to learn. And so the goal of my show, with all the flipping shows that are out there now, you know, glamorizing and glorifying flipping, all they Netflix show is all the money you make, right? My show was to teach you that there's the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all I can be is honest. And all I can do is show you how to dig yourself out of a hole if you ever find yourself in one flipping houses, because more and more people are doing this. The competition is thick, but you have a lot of novices out there buying houses overinflated, not knowing how to negotiate with the contractors and manage the job, and that's where they lose their shirt.
So how do you buy the right house? Because that could either, you know, set you up for success or failure. So how do you find that right property?
Well, I teach that on my show. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Mondays at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
Okay. Well, I love that you bring in this family element into it. You know, because a lot of shows you don't see how you balance it all. How are you balancing family with being on TV, with executive producing now?
It never ends. It never ends. But I love it. You know, and it goes back to what our grandmamas used to tell us, which is find something you love to do, baby, and it won't seem like work. Well, she lied. It does seem like work. But my husband will come to set. He's a contractor and a realtor, so he helps out sometimes, and then he'll say, okay, gotta go and get Kendall. That's my 6-year-old. Gotta take her to gymnastics, or he'll drop her off and he'll run to, you know, one of the home big box stores and go pick up a vanity for me that I have to install or something. So, you know, it works. And my uncles are realtors, and they help me run the business while I'm filming. So
your whole family, you just got it honestly. Everybody's in it.
The real show is off air.
So is that going to be the spin-off, or we're going to see a spin-off soon?
You never know. Speak it into existence.
Yeah, I say spin-off. Come on, let's get it going. Okay, so let's talk about some of the DIY projects, because we know you like the tar roofs yourself. Okay.
No, we don't like to do that. That we save.
You learned your lesson.
From now on, learn my lesson.
Okay, so how does someone know if they should take on a project or not, or pay the $4,000 to have a contract to do it?
Okay, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
Electricity, don't play with it. Plumbing, don't play with it. Roofing, please don't play with it. Don't do what I did. Projects like landscaping, you can do, because there's really no messing it up. There's nothing you can do there that you can't fix, right? I would say try to do things like paint. That's very easy. If you don't like it or you do a bad job, someone can paint over it.
True.
But every flip, test yourself and try to learn a new trade. Nowadays, you can almost Google anything.
True, Google University.
Look on YouTube and find a video of how to, but as long as it requires a licensed professional, I say, like I said, leave that to the professionals. But DIY, I mean, you can get as creative as they come. I mean, just this week, I was on a Bobcat taking a driveway out.
No way.
My crew's here with me. They'll tell you I flipped the Bobcat over. Look at that on Instagram. I flipped it over, and I had to drop the cement just so that I can flip back up. It was really funny.
Oh, that is crazy. All right. Well, you've been doing this for over almost nearly 20 years, I should say. Nearly 20 years flipping houses since you've been in here in New York. I know, 16. No. You've been doing it since you were 10.
Actually,
so it's okay.
10, so we're going to go with that.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to those people that are out there and they say, I want to show on HGTV, I want to be doing this, I can flip houses, or whatever it may be, to aspiring people who want to do what you're doing?
Here's what I'll say. Whatever it is, whether it's what I'm doing or something else that you've just been dreaming about, it's your passion. That sometimes we have to work a job while we build our business, while we build our passion. I was working in radio. That's that good job with the benefits.
Right. Say it again.
Good.
Say it again.
And I did not leave that until I built up my side business, my personal business, large enough to where I could replace my income. And so you don't want to just, and I have so many people say, today I'm going to be a flipper from now on. Have you ever done it? Yeah. You know, it's not as easy as it looks.
Right.
Make sure that you have set yourself up for success first and foremost.
That's some great advice. Great way to end. Thank you so much for joining us. And make sure you catch her on HGTV. Tell them when.
Oh, no. How about we tell them how you flip houses, too?
Oh,
see, people didn't know that.
My little side
they didn't know that. I knew that.
Shake down the rats.
9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on HGTV every Monday.
Every Monday. Yeah. Thank you so much, EJ, for joining us. And we'll see you with the next iteration of the show, or the spin-off reality show.
Spoke it
all right. We're going to claim it, too. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll be right back with more Rise 360.
Welcome back to Rise Entertainment 360. Now, the man known as the King of Pop will soon have his life portrayed on The Great White Way. Entertainment Weekly is confirming that a musical based on Michael Jackson will premiere on Broadway in 2020. It will be written by Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Lynn Nottage. Well, that does it for us here at Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Rita Osakwe, live from Abuja. See you tomorrow.